All right, guys, back again. So to continue on with our credit card lesson, we're going to talk about credit card statements. It is really important that you review your credit card statements monthly, that you're paying it off appropriately, and that you're looking at your transactions. So your credit card statements are typically viewed online nowadays. They can get mailed to you, but it's very easy to just find them on your online banking. Now, credit card statements are obviously going to look, this one's kind of just a sample template. They'll look a little bit different, but I'll show you kind of the key info to look through. And there is an assignment to follow on with this. Okay, so all the boxes kind of show us our information here. Let's start by looking at our credit limit. It is very important when you're using your credit card to know your credit limit. Credit cards aren't just endless amounts of money that you can spend. You have a maximum limit, and that's the maximum amount that you can borrow each month. Now, you are not encouraged to spend your maximum credit limit. So I'll talk later about credit scores. The closer you are to reaching that credit limit each month actually, is not good for your credit score. You want to, be spending as little of that credit limit as possible. But essentially, that's your max cap that you could spend. So available credit is basically just going to be the difference between your purchases at the time and that credit limit. You're also going to want to know about your interest rates. So again, these are actually irrelevant. If you pay your balance each month, you'll never have to pay interest, but you should know this. So you have on this particular card, there's a 19.9% APR on the purchases balances. Notice how there's a different cash advance percentage and it's higher. So remember, cash advances are when you use your credit card to pull out cash directly from an ATM or at a store. And that's going to offer a higher interest rate, and it does not come with a grace period. So you don't want to be doing cash advances. Okay. This top section up here is your previous balance. So notice how it's $0. If you had this kind of credit card for a while, that would be an indication of what your balance was last month. In this section, other credits, this is actually referring to returns. So that's actually going to kind of be a positive credit for you. So credit sometimes can be used in two different ways. All right, then we have our credits and how we were using our credit card. So we have purchases. In this case, there were no cash advances, no interest, and no fees from last month. So take a look at this section. My total balance here. So I did not have a balance last month, so that's why that's $0. I had $11.30 of credit returns. So again, that's like purchase returns coming back onto my credit card. Then I made $564 of purchases. Therefore, my balance is $553.16. All right, that is what it's going to be owed. Now notice here this sneaky minimum monthly payment. They're telling me, hey, you only can pay $10, but we know now that we never want to just pay the minimum. Now it's actually required by law for credit card companies to inform you how long it would take you to pay off your bill if you only paid your minimum. So I'm going to slide down here. It's probably going to be fine print somewhere, but it does say if you make only minimum payments, it'll take you 4 years and 7 months to pay this off. And they conveniently leave out how much interest that would cost you. All right. You also really need to know when you actually have to pay this off. So it says down here, Tonia must make this payment by August 27th, 2018. So take a look at the statement period up at the top, July 7th to August 6th. So that's when all of these purchases were made. August 6th is the kind of statement closing date, but she gets until August 27th to pay that off without accumulating the penalty of interest. So that's a grace period. You have 21 days to pay off this balance without paying any penalty. So as long as you pay it off by August 27th, you're in the clear. Okay? The other thing you're going to want to look at is there's always going to be a transaction history. Okay, this might be on another page. This is what I'm looking at right here. It's really important that you review your transaction history. This shows you kind of where you spent all your money. Now notice how there's often a little bit of a delay between when you actually make the purchase, so that's the transaction date, and when it gets kind of posted and finalized. So there's always a little bit of a delay there, so don't worry there. Description is going to be somewhat of a description of where you spent the money and the amount. All right. It is really important that you just skim that over. You might want to look that over for your budget as well. Okay, so what I want you guys to do is use this page as kind of information with all those boxes and telling you what everything means. Notice there's also, a cashback summary. So she actually gets cashback rewards. I want you to look at this credit card statement now, okay? This is the next month. So notice here, this $553.16, that was last month's balance, the previous balance. Now notice she paid $553.16. So she fully paid off her credit card. That's good. So I want you to finish going through this credit card statement and answering the questions here. Now you can either print this off and submit a photo, or write the answers down on loose leaf and submit a photo that way. All right, thanks.